Certo, certo. Primeira coisa que vocês já sabem que eu faço é mandar esta live para todas as bateristas e bateristas também, os nossos amigos todos aqui, já sabem que eu estou isso. Ok. Então, só um minuto, pessoal. Estou mandando aqui para um monte de bateras. Ok. Tudo bem, Fabrício? Então, vamos esperar um pouquinho. Eu só estou mandando aqui para o pessoal. Já vamos conversar. Eu sei que hoje o horário ele está um pouquinho diferente de sempre, né? Nós sempre fazemos à noite, mas devido ao fuso horário, nós vamos fazer essa live, vamos começar essa live já, com esse horário das 4. Quer dizer, vamos começar? Não, já começamos, né? Então tá. Primeira coisa, estou mandando essa live para uma galera, você também, poxa, faça isso para os seus amigos, mande para os seus amigos, suas amigas, bateristas, ok? Ciara, I hope that I'm saying correctly. Arabite, how are you? Thank you for being here. Ok, então vamos lá, vamos aos primeiros avisos aqui em português, depois eu mando em inglês, tento mandar em inglês, tá? É uma tentativa. Então, português, boa tarde, pessoal, né? Boa noite, né? Nós estamos nesse horário diferentão, que é no meio da tarde, né? 4 horas da tarde, numa quinta-feira. Por quê? Porque nossa convidada hoje, ela está na Inglaterra, e são 4 horas de diferença. Então, aqui são 4:02, e lá, com certeza, são 8 horas e 2 minutos da noite. Então, por isso, nós fizemos nesse horário da tarde. Mas, se você não puder assistir agora, assiste depois, que vai estar gravado lá no YouTube também, além aqui do Instagram. Certo? Então, vamos lá. Nós temos aí alguns recadinhos, depois a gente já coloca a nossa convidada por aqui. Antes de mais nada, eu quero falar para vocês sobre nossos streamings, as nossas aulas especiais que acontecem todo mês, tá? Então, nesse mês, nós temos dia 29 de maio, nós temos... Hi, Annabelle, how are you? Nós temos um special class com Elisa Pilotti, da Itália, tá? Um sábado, dia 29. Hi, Nati. Hi. Stay here. Don't go away. Nós temos essa special class com Elisa Pilotti, dia 29. O link para inscrição é só você me pedir que eu mando. São aulas de graça, tá? Sábado, dia 29, às 3 da tarde, ok? Nossa próxima convidada semana que vem é Vicky O'Neill, do País de Gales, tá? Na quinta-feira também, quinta às 3 da tarde, por causa do fuso horário, tá certo? E mais um aviso, você que quer dicas rápidas de bateria, muito rápidas, você acessa meu outro perfil, que é o Drum Time Joel, e lá você vai encontrar o Bateras Membros, que vai ajudar você com muitos assuntos, mas assim, dicas bem rápidas, direto ao ponto, ok? Thank you, Net. I love you. Thank you so much. Por final, eu já vou falar em inglês, just 1 minute. Eu quero mostrar para vocês, nós ainda temos em estoque aqui, ó, esses lindas necessaries, Girls on Drums, você pode colocar o seu microfone aqui, o seu fone de ouvido, tá? As chavinhas. Oi, Amanda, fica por aí. As chavinhas de afinação, você pode colocar aqui, olha que lindo, ó. É de cetim aqui dentro, é bem legal. Então, a necessaire, Girls on Drums, você coloca a sua chavinha, fone de ouvido, pode colocar aqui, de repente, você quer colocar suas maquiagens aqui também, enfim, gelzinho, é bem legal, tá? Então, vamos agora para o inglês. Você quer? Opa, então me chama depois, Amanda, que a gente conversa, ainda tem em estoque isso aqui, é item raro, super legal. Hi, Vivian, how are you? Please stay here. Great, Vivian, say. Okay, let's try in English. How are you, people? Thank you for being here. We have a great pleasure today to invite the great Ciara. Ciara, I'm thinking it's correct right now. Ciara, great drummer from England. But first of all, let me say some advice for you. first of all, next week we have Vic O'Neill from United Kingdom too. Walls, I think it is correct. Vic O'Neill next week. And next week too, we have Elisa Pilotti from Italy. Special class, free class for you people, free class, free class for you. Next week, just do your subscription to watch this great drummer, Elisa Pilotti from Italy, teaching some rock grooves, rock feels, and so on next week. Don't lose this chance, okay? And for now, we still have in stock here this beautiful necessary from Girls on Drums. You can carry on your phones here, your drum case, your moon gels. You can put your little things here. Girls on Drums necessary is just a little piece of equipment, but so useful. Okay, please contact me to buy your Girls on Drums necessary. Okay, thank you, people. Don't go away. Okay, let's talk about our special guest for today. Here in Brazil, 4 p.m. in England, 8 p.m. Approximately. So we have a great pleasure to bring for you the great Ciara from England. Well, people, don't be shy. Send your questions here for Ciara using the question toolbox down below. Okay, write your questions, do your questions. Ciara have a lot of subjects to talk about drums, time measures, equipment. Okay, let's do the best welcome for Ciara. Here we go. Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Do you like my jacket?
I love it. I love
Yep.
it. My connection is being all funny right now, but your jacket, I need one. I need one in my life.
Really? I found this in Paris. Can you believe?
Oh no. What's happening? It's all stoppy-starty. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Maybe it's better to use here your 4G or 5G. I don't know if you have 5G.
I do. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, 5G.
Yeah, let me try it. If I can.
Hi, Arabiti. How are you?
There we go. So I've changed it. Hopefully it's better now.
Yeah. So I found this jacket in Paris. Can you believe?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in your honor. Okay.
Love
Thank you. Thank you, Ciara, for being with us. And do you want to say hello for somebody here before we start to play or talking about drums?
I want to say hello to everyone. Everyone who's here, hello. It's good to see you. And I hope everyone's having a nice Thursday. And it's just cool to talk to other drummers. I find it calming. And yeah, let's chat. You've got a really nice setup there.
Oh, really? Thank you. Thank you. It's a Gretsch drums and Sabian cymbals. But we need to talk, and we want to talk about your drum kit, not mine. Forget my drum kit. It's just like a scenario.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, people, let's go. Ciara, we want to know for the first, how is about to being pregnant and play drums, because I saw your videos and it's seems to be an amazing experience. Of course, I don't have this experience, of course, but tell us about this experience a little bit.
Well, to be honest, when I got pregnant, I wasn't really sure if I could drum. I wasn't really sure if it would be good for the baby, and I didn't really know if it would be okay. But I just did it here and there, and I just tried to do what I always did, but not like lift heavy drums at gigs and things like that. I tried not to play too loudly all the time. But I loved it. To me, it was relaxing and made me feel good when everything in life is changing when you're pregnant. And to just drum just made me feel normal, to be honest. It just made me feel normal. And with my first baby, she always fell asleep when I played. Like she'd be like active all the time, bum, 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 bum. And then as soon as I started drumming, nothing. She just went to sleep. And then my second daughter, she just was kind of not fussed. She was just kind of chilled anyway. But I drummed pretty much till, the day before she was born, because it felt good. And so to me, it felt empowering and something good to do for me when you're not feeling great sometimes when you're pregnant. It's not the best for me. So it was a good experience for me.
Yeah.
Sure.
And your kids maybe want to play drums nowadays?
Maybe. They do want to come in my room. Like they always run in here and are like, "God, drumming." They're not so keen when I put the headphones on them. But yeah, they do like it. They love it. It's like, ooh, drum kit, shiny things that make noise. So like it.
It's always the same, shining things and really noisy and something to bang on.
Yeah.
And just bang on.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kyria, tell us about your first impression at drums. The first time that you saw a drummer or a drum kit.
It would have been at school, and I think I was maybe 10 or maybe 8 years old, and a drummer came in, and they had a snare drum, and they just had brushes, and they were just doing this really cool snare drum solo, and I was fascinated by that, and I just thought, oh, that just looks amazing. I want to do it. But I couldn't. I couldn't play then. It wasn't possible. My parents were like, "No, it's too noisy," and it wasn't really a thing. And then I just was always drawn to it. Like there was I could hear someone drumming where I lived at the time, and I was just like, "I want to do that." And I just kept on. And then when I was 16, they were like, "Okay, you sort it out. You get a teacher," and I did.
And do you remember the very first drum kit that you had? The brand or the sizes, the color, maybe?
Yes, it was a black Honor kit.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember the symbols, but I wish I had them. Like I wish I had them right now. And I wish I kept them, but they were just like a mishmash of just, I don't even know what. And it was great. It was great. It was just such a nice time when you just first get into drumming and you're discovering it and you get to just explore, and you don't really have I didn't have an idea of what good equipment was or anything. So I was just happy playing, even if it sounded awful. I was just happy to play,
Yeah, great. And about your very first groove that you try to play, or something like this. It was common time 4/4, or it was 7/8, or 15/16.
It was 7. No, it wasn't. It was 4/4. And I remember the first song I wanted to learn is what is it? A Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Really?
I can't think what it is now. The other side. other side.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the first song I learned all the way through. Just wonderful. It was just so nice to be at that point and just like, I'm going to learn this song, and then you do it, and then you get exposed to all these other players. It was a really good time.
So, do you like Red Rock Chili Peppers, Chad's Beat?
I do.
Do you like?
I do. He's not like. I don't listen to them much now, but certainly when I was 16, I had a huge like poster behind me of Chad Smith and the boys, and so I listened to them a lot at that point, and I just tried to jam along. He was one of the first drummers I got into, and then I got into all the odd time stuff as well.
Yeah, but maybe do you remember the track, the song by Red Hot Chili Peppers called "Breaking the Girl"?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about this track. Yeah, here on Girls on Drums training, we capture the drummer, our guest, lively.
That is such a cool track, Breaking the Girl. It's just great. It's so like, he's got such a good groove, Chad Smith.
It's in 3 or 6.
I would feel it in 6 personally. Yeah. I mean, I'd have to look it up, like to be, I don't want to like say it's that and be, you tell me off. Yeah. But yeah, I would feel it in 6. Personally.
Yeah, great. So you people can hear the Hot Chili Peppers, Breaking the Girl, the very first lesson for this Ciara night, 8 p.m. and for here in Brazil, 4 p.m. and 15 minutes right now. So when you start to study drums, your very first lesson, it was about rock, maybe.
Yeah, but, I mean, yeah, my teacher was really, really great. It was fundamentals. The first lesson, there was no drumming. It was how do you hold a stick? It was how do you hit a drum? It was really, he was great. His name's Mark Smith. And you can find him on Instagram, Drumnosis. He's fantastic because it was the best foundation. It was proper. So I came out of it thinking, I want to play some drums, but it was invaluable because I just started completely figuring out what to do, how I'm holding it, how am I supposed to hit it. And we did lots of stick control stuff. Mia, my students here. Hello.
Yeah, great. Hi, Mia.
So yeah, it was really, really good. I'm just gonna grab my charger. It's just there. So hold that thought, okay? Because I don't want this phone to die while we're talking. So 1 sec. Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, much better.
I'm gonna plug this in. So you might lose me. You're gonna have some rubbishy sound for a few minutes, but I don't want this to die. I hope that's okay. I need a new phone. If anyone wants to send me a new phone, you can, because the battery life is horrendous. So there we go. Saved by the bell. Cool. I have a second spade. Good. Ready. So, are you into the Chili Peppers?
No, I think Chili Peppers is gone. Is lesson number 1 for this streaming. Let's talk about the proper stick grip that you learn.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Hold on. So it's interesting, isn't it? Because there's so many ways to hold stick, and my teacher was all about making sure that you've got your thumb on the stick like that, as opposed to this.
Yeah.
I was really bad, and I would always, my thumb would always go like that. It would always slip off, and so he'd always say, "Ciara, put your thumb on there." So this is the grip he taught me. 3 fingers, kind of holding the stick quite snug. And how it was taught to me is to think of it as a triangle. So you've got 1, 2, 3 points here. And that's what I'd always look for when I picked up the stick. I'd always make sure that these back 3 are holding it close and that I've got a little triangle shape here. And then I'd be like, okay, that looks kind of right. And that would be my approach. And I would try and do that every time I picked up my sticks. At the beginning, it was like every time I played, and he would remind me every time. He'd be like, look at your stick, look at your grip, make sure it's right. But to be honest, it took me a long time to get my thumb on there. It just kept doing this. But eventually, after gluing it down, it stayed.
Yeah, great. Do you use the traditional grip for your left hand? Or even for right hand, trying to doing something like really common?
Oh, I wish. I have used it for jazz, but it's not something that I do much. I think it looks so cool. I wish I did like use it, but I feel like it would be a long time for me to get it good enough. And I think how drum kits are set up now as well, I don't need to have it traditional. How do you play?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm playing for years and years, 3 decades and a half right now. Like this.
Okay.
Similar to you. I have some lessons. Actually, I did lessons with so many great drummers, and today I'm having this great lesson with you. I'm trying to have my sticks like this.
Okay.
It's a little different from you. You is like something like this. Okay. I'm trying to do this with this kind of hole here.
I see.
And this kind of hole on both hands. And my preference is to not do the grip like this.
Yeah.
And like this. To do the free stroke.
Like
this. Like this.
How does that work when you're on the kit?
Yeah, it works very well. I have no problem playing like this. Sometimes the better hand is the right hand for playing right cymbals. Sometimes the left hand works better when I'm trying to do more accented notes. Or I can reach more beauty. I don't say in English. I speed up my tempo,
right?
Like this. But I have lessons with Don Famularo.
Okay.
I was trying to do a better French grip. My French grip with the right hand is okay. But with the left hand is not so okay. But I don't play with French grip. I play with American grip. Yeah, but it's enough for now. We want to learn about more from you.
Well, I was just Nathan commented, I think. And I think he's similar to me, where there's not so much of a gap here. Because what I was finding is I'm more likely to drop it. And I feel like I have more control when the stick is a bit more snug. I had this amazing teacher called Bob Armstrong, and he would just go on at me and just say, "Keep it snug, Ciara." Like, he was like so strict, but he'd be like, "I don't want any gap in here." So I'd be like, okay, sorry, dude.
And he spoke with you like this? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
really?
He was very, very strict, Bob. But that's why I went to him. I didn't want someone who was going to be like, "Yeah, it's great," when it wasn't. I just wanted him to be brutal and say it how it is. He was like, he was the best. He was one of the best teachers in the UK. So I wanted to go and get the full Bob Armstrong experience, which was him being super strict if you didn't practice, you know. He was only like wanting serious people.
I can figure out. But do you prefer something to teach you like this way, like your teacher, or someone more softly? Okay, great, just try. What do you prefer?
Oh, it's tough. I think when I was with him, some days I was just like, "Oh, can you just be nice? Can you just back off?" You know, sometimes I just wanted him to be a bit more sympathetic, maybe, or you know, feel a bit more compassionate, perhaps, to what's going on in my life. But I am also thankful that he was just there to do his job, and that was it. And I don't know. I think maybe somewhere in the middle. I want someone, especially now, if I'm going to go to someone for a lesson, I want them to be inspiring and motivating and encouraging, like a nice person that I can approach, just say, "Hey, I'm trying to do this." I don't want to go there and feel worse about my playing. And I think sometimes that can happen if you've got a super, super strict teacher and maybe you're having an off day, especially if you're younger. I wasn't that young, so it's okay. But if you're a lot younger, I think maybe it can either like end it for you or push you.
Yeah, I know what you means, because sometimes some students are so sensible, especially nowadays, and the teacher has to be careful with the comments and about asking for the lessons and so on. Do you have so many students nowadays, correct?
Yeah, I've got students online and also at a school locally, so it's nice.
Yeah, some of them ask you for playing tracks, or especially difficult tracks for from day one on drums.
Yeah, some do. Some want to come in and will be like, "I want to play this song." Well, I don't know if Mia's still here, but Mia is a really good example because she came in having never played, and she wanted to play the song The Judge by 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing song. But there are so many different parts to it. Like there's just so many different parts in that song. It's wonderful for drumming. But it's brilliant. I love it when they do that, because it's like, yeah, okay, you don't even know what you've picked here in a way, because we've got to learn the basics of drumming, and then we've got to learn the verse groove, and then we've got to learn the chorus, and then we've got to learn this crazy bit, and then there's an odd time measure here, and you know, sometimes they can bring in a song and it's super epic. But I think it's good as long as they don't get overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, but when you receive this kind of student, what kind of words you say for them? First, you have to try to pick up correctly your drumsticks, something like this.
Well, I actually want them to play first. I don't talk about grips so much on day one. I'm just like, just play. Let's get you playing a beat. I want you to experience what that's like, just to play a drum beat. Whether it's something simple like We'll Rock You, or if it's just a rock groove, something like that. I think it's really, I want them to be playing, especially the younger kids. They're not going to sit there and examine their holding of the stick. But I do go into that pretty early. I'll try and correct it, and then I'll correct it on as lessons are going on. I'll be like, okay, try this and just watch this. And if I see students do that, I'll throw stuff at them and send them out of the room.
Yeah, we have a comment here from Nat. True, we live in a world of instant gratification these days. Yeah. People sometimes want to play right now, right here, right now, from day one. Play all the Dream Theater songs or the 21 Pilot songs, and speak thrilling and double bass and be a great internet drummer, YouTuber.
Yeah.
All the same are right here, right now. Correct?
Yeah. I think that's a hard thing as a teacher, is when your student is just wanting to play at a crazy speed and something really complicated straight away, and they're maybe impatient and they just want to do it, and that's tricky. And I think it's also tricky when a student doesn't like the struggle of learning. I almost feel like I want to say to my students, it's okay to get stuff wrong. You're going to get stuff wrong. Like, that's how you learn. It's okay. And it's all part of it. But I think, as you're saying, it's just some people just want to get there now. And that's hard. It's hard for the teacher and hard for the student, because it's not realistic. Because I think if you want to play well, there's no shortcut. You have to put the time in. And you have to start with fundamentals as well.
Yeah, I agree. So, for those who don't know, Girls on Drums Festival is actually a real drums festival. It's not a festival of a stream live festival. It's a real drum festival with real drummers. We completed last year 10 years of festival, the most longer most longer, I don't know if it's correct, but 10 years of Girls on Drums Festival last year. And last year we had a complete schedule for 5 days festival, 2 drummers per day in São Paulo. But of course, we couldn't do the festival last year. Of course, all of you know why. And we're trying to do the best for this year. So, talking about a real life situation, do you remember, Ciara, about your first real professional drum gig, and how do you feel about like this, like being nervous or panic?
Yeah. So there's 2 memories for me. I've got my first gig that I remember, but it wasn't professional because it wasn't paid. It was with a band. And that was really good. It was like in this local, I don't know, theatre, like community centre theatre. And it was with an originals band. And it was really good because I had time to figure out beats and have lots of time to practice with the group and make the drum parts my own. So it was really, really a great time. I was very, very nervous for that gig. And I remember I couldn't really see anyone because it was all dark. And I was just happy to get it done. And I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but I'm going to tell you, the first professional gig I did was for a certain tribute band. And the tribute band was The Cause. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
So I was Caroline Core. I had brown hair at the time. And it was great. Like, it was really good. We did loads of gigs around the UK. And it was really nice. I was very nervous because it was all very professional. Everyone was like a lot older than me. And it was all to a click. And super, oh God, this is professional. Like, what am I going to do? But it was great. It was good. I was very nervous, but I got through it. I got through it. And I think each gig you do, the more confident you feel.
Yeah. So some kind of strange situation that you have passed with this band or another band, some kind of strange situation playing live. For example, I forgot my cymbals at home.
Oh, I've got one. Yes, I've got one. So I was doing the London circuit with an originals band, and sometimes people who are organising the gigs aren't so good at communicating what equipment is there. And so the day arrives where I turn up at the venue, I have my cymbals and my sticks as per usual. That's what most London venues are, just bring your cymbals, bring your sticks. And there was pretty much nothing there. There was no drum. There was like maybe one drum and maybe a snare, but it was horrific. It was like, I don't have drums to play. What am I going to do? So we just put a call out and we just said, has anyone got a drum kit? Because I couldn't get to my house, pick up my kit and bring it back in time. So I just had to ask all of my friends, please, can you help me? Please, can you just bring something for me? And I ended up, there was a bass drum, there was a snare, and I think there might have been a cymbal, but I had to stand up for the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, it was horrible.
All the drummers have problems with the house equipment. I had so many problems too. Yeah, it's always the same thing. We have a comment here about Nat said that you speaking in 23 by 8 time.
That's a secret odd time language, that, Nathan, I think.
Yeah, but I have a little thing to say to you about 23 and things like this. Do you remember that track by Outcast, Hey Ya? The Outcast band, and the track is so famous. Hey Ya, do you remember?
I think so. It's kind of like a summery hit, isn't it?
Yeah, Hey Ya, so strange. Please, after this streaming, check it out. The track starts with the singer counting like 3, like this. 1, 2, 3.
My baby
3, not 4.
Yeah.
3. And the whole group repeats after a loop. When you hear the claps doing this, and all the groove, all the loop. If you count, it's 22.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
22. And when the track have a little break on the middle, the drums go out.
Yeah.
And the time is 7.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's a so famous Outcast track and multi-millionaire. Number 1 top hits Outcast. Hey Ya, can you check it out?
I will.
These 3 points. the singer counts 1, 2, 3, not 4, and start the track. The 22 times to repeat the flats, and in the middle, on the middle, we have a little pause and 7 by 4 maybe. I think 7 by 4.
Cool. I will check it out, and I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, lesson number 3 for this afternoon. Okay, when you start to study or being interested by playing odd time signatures, or even 6 or 9 or 12, it's not odd time. It's like in Brazil we say composto. In English is I don't know 9, 6, 9, and 12 are not odd time. In English, I don't know.
I know what you mean. I can't think of the word, but we do have a similar.
For example, 2, 3, and 4, we have the same simple measure. Here in Brazil, it's called simple measure.
Oh, okay.
Okay, simple measure. So 2 goes to 6, 4 goes to 12, and 3 goes to 9. But let's talk about odd time.
Well, yeah. What can I say? I really got into them because of Virgil Donati.
Yeah, really?
My teacher pretty much gave me like loads of videos, VHS videos, and was like, take these, have a look, see what you like. And I'll never forget it. It was a modern drummer festival with Virgil Donati. I think it's 97, maybe. And I was just blown away by him and his phrasing and everything, his showmanship. And I was like, what is this? I don't really understand what's going on. It all seemed like a foreign language to me. It was very unreachable what he was doing completely. Still is, but even more so back then. It was just like, I don't even know what he's doing, but it's incredible. And I was hypnotized by it. And him, Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater, those two really made me interested in it. I just thought I really liked the way they're playing here. And I really did like the challenge of figuring it out, because it was that mystery of what are they actually doing here. And then being able to hear 7 was really cool and could make me understand this weird language that I thought they were speaking. And so I remember going into my college at the time, and my poor teacher, I basically brought in a tune by Planet X, which was Virgil's old band, and I was like, I think this is in 15/16. What do you think? And he was like, yeah, I think so. I don't know. This is crazy. Why are you listening to this? But yeah, I think for me, plays like that, Gavin Harrison is another huge influence, because his playing is just so smooth and his grooves are so well thought out and tasteful. His playing in Porcupine Tree was just superb.
Amazing.
So I go from loving that, but I also really like Sting and how he can create a song in 5/4, so 7 days. And the amazing Vinnie Colaiuta making it sound incredible. And it doesn't sound like how you might think odd time would sound. So it doesn't sound like jarring or anything. It's just grooves. And to me, that's always been an appeal as well, is to make it groove and really try and feel it.
Yeah, I have to tell you about these drummers, these first 3 drummers. Virgil Donati, I I met visual net here in my city. I was responsible for two of the clinics by visual net here in my city. So I met Virgil Donatis. He's completely insane. When finished the drum clinic, he wants to go to the hotel to practice. Can you believe it?
Yes. Yeah, I can.
The second drummer, Mike Portnoy. We have the pleasure to receive Mike Portnoy here in my drum school twice in past for meet in science.
Great.
So amazing. It was hundreds of people here out waiting, and I met Gavin Harrison here in my city so long time ago. I remember when someone called me on the phone, asked me to bring some cymbal stands for a drummer that we playing tonight at a local house show so many years ago. And I even don't know about drummer. So when I came to the sound check, I saw that it was a drummer called Gavin Harrison.
Wow.
I met Gavin Harrison here in my city.
I met Gavin Harrison here in my city. He was playing with a guitarist from Simple Red.
I forgot the name. And that about maybe 30 persons on the show.
Wow.
So it's not so many people, but I had the chance to talk a little bit with Gavin Harrison.
Oh, incredible. He's great as well. Like, he's got some amazing thoughts and concepts. His books, I can't believe, how can I forget his books? They are hugely influential. Now, what are they called? Rhythmic Illusions.
Rhythm Illusions.
And Rhythmic, I think, Perspectives, incredible books. I recommend everyone gets them because they're just fantastically written and can really open up your knowledge about all this stuff where, you don't have to be playing in an odd time signature for it to be, to make it interesting or to make it sound odd or push these boundaries. Rhythmic Illusions is incredible in that way that you can play in 4/4 and then you can just switch and, it sounds like you're playing something else, but you're not. You're still in 4/4. You're still there. And I think all of that stuff will really train your ear as well and really improve your inner clock. All of these exercises are going to be really good for that, because you'll want to change, or you'll hear the click differently, and it's hard. It's hard to do these things, but once you get into it and you're used to hearing an illusion or some polyrhythm over the top, then it's going to improve every area, I think. And what I like about him as well is there's a video of him where he's talking about soloing, and he was saying how sometimes it can feel like there's too many options. There's too many things that you can do. And he was talking about if you just change one thing, or you say, okay, I'm going to do it between the floor tom and the snare, then already you've got this little glimpse of inspiration. You're like, okay, I have something I can work off here, rather than being overwhelmed by, I don't know what to do. If you just kind of narrow it down and go, right, let's start here and we'll see where it progresses. And in a way, I do feel the same about odd time signatures. It's like a little boundary there. I have to stick to it. I have to stick to 7, or try to, and then I need to try and make that feel good. And I don't know. It really resonated, that kind of approach.
Gavin Harrison had a column at the English drum magazine, Rhythm magazine. I was a subscriber for years and years, until the cost starts to be impossible.
A little Brazilian drummer.
But I still have all the magazines and all the Gavin Harrison columns. It's so cool to try to study that columns. I think you people must to research this material. Okay.
Yeah.
Time to check the questions here. People, don't be shy. Send your questions for Ciara using the toolbox, the question toolbox down below. Let's see. We have 2 questions here.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 1 is not a question. It's from Robin and Paul. Hello.
Ah, Robin. Hello.
Okay. Respond. Hello. Yeah. The following one. Can you read for us, please?
Oh, is it supposed to be appearing for me?
Yeah, it's not appearing.
No.
Okay, no problem.
No,
The
sorry.
question's from Annabelle Drummer. Love it, get involved in your rudiment group challenge. So why do you like odd
I like it. Hi, Annabelle. You know, I do this little odd time challenge on my Instagram. Maybe once a week, maybe every 2 weeks, whenever I can. And it's just for a bit of fun. And I think what I like about odd times is, what I like more is trying to make it groove. I think that's probably a better answer. I like odd times because it's a little bit different, and I like the feel of it. I like how it is just a bit off. It's not just so straight, and I kind of like the groove of it, the feel of some of these odd meters. So for me, it's kind of like I like it because it's a little bit different, and it catches my ear. I'm a bit like, oh, okay, what can I create with that time? And I think it appeals to my, my progressive rock side. And I also like the challenge of then trying to make it sound good and try to make it sound smooth as best I can, That's, I suppose, my answer.
Yeah, great. Oh, we have another question here. It's from Net, YouTube, UK. What's the answer to the next week's? What's the answer to the next week's odd time challenge? Well, I can say one thing for you, Nettie. I sent to Ciara a track played by me. The band not exists anymore. The track is called Sirens, and on the track there's a lot of different time measures. So maybe Ciara can record something from the track if she wants to. But first, she will send me feedback about the track and about the time measures. And maybe it could be very cool if you try to show you. It's not like the challenge that you always do, but maybe something different.
I will listen to it, and if I can't figure it out, then I'm going to be on the phone to you.
Yeah, no problem. I swear, there's 4/4 on the track, and another 2 is there's 6/4 too.
Okay.
But there is more.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I like it.
Okay, next question. Yes, very good question. From Net, again, what kind of acoustic treatment do you have in your studio, please?
Well, this is a very good question, Nathan. Thank you for asking all the questions. Well, when I moved into this house, this room was an office. But when you walk in this room, the door frame is about this thick. So the wall is like this. And the guy was like, oh yeah, before us there was a recording studio in here, but you won't need to worry about that. And I was like, yes, I do. What's in the wall? Is there like stuff in the wall? I don't think there is anything in the wall. So basically, I haven't really done anything. All I've done is I've put panels up. Shall I show you? Shall I move this?
Yeah, please carry us with you.
All right, let's do this properly then. Come on. Right, so let me turn this around. There's one on the wall. So all I've done in here, me and my husband, we made some panels. One on the ceiling. There's one behind the kit. Don't know if you can see it. It's just there, like in front.
Mm.
And then we've got one here as well. And that's all I've got. And to be honest, that's to just control the sound in here and make it less ringy. And it does the job. It does the job. And also, I love the fact that I've just moved my kit around today. So now the bass drum is back facing this wall. And I personally love that sound as well, because, you know, putting your kit around the room, it really just changes how it all sounds. And I much prefer it like that. And these do a good job of absorbing, hopefully, any excess overtones. Yeah, my only thing I need to do really is get some sort of covering for the door, because I lose a lot of the sound out of the door. So I need to do that. But that's the extent of it. I haven't really done anything else. So our neighbours are amazing and they don't complain, and they've got a noisy house anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, you are so lucky to find a house that was around to you.
I'm so lucky. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Most of the drummers don't have this kind of lucky.
No, exactly. Like I've had an electronic kit, I've had a pad, I've had it where I haven't had a kit and I had to go to a rehearsal room. I've had it where I hired a space and that was very expensive, you know. And then when I moved to where I am now in Essex, we didn't have this house. And I would just go to a rehearsal room every week and play for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So,
so expensive.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm
Great.
super lucky.
Yeah, it's amazing drum room that you have. Let's see the next question from Chris plays drums. It's not a question, but of the big challenges, you win new skills and knowledge from a pro. Do you understand?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think hopefully it's helping. Hopefully the challenges are like helpful, because I will try and post the video of the groove and then a transcription of what it is. So then hopefully people can start to hear this stuff and go, okay, I get it. I get how that's in 7, or I get how that's in 15, 16 or whatever. That's the goal, really, is just to have fun and just for people to kind of start getting it and go, okay, this isn't scary at all. It's doable.
Yeah, great. So it's time to start our next lesson with Ciara. Show us the first step. The first step to start odd times. Do you prefer 5?
Okay.
Do you prefer 7?
Do you prefer 7?
I love 7. I I like 7 because I think it grooves. 5 does too, but I love 7. So I think, well, you tuned into my stream the other day, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what did you learn?
I learned about some examples that you show it, and about doing a different kind of counting. For example, if you I don't know how to say English. If you cut the measure, the figure. I don't know how to say English. For example, if you have 4, 4, and 16, you can count, cut off some a little piece and turn to 7 or whatever. And I remember about you saying about your favorite drummers that we spoke here in about your albums, favorite albums and books too. And there are some PDF examples too that I saw about 7, 5, and so on.
Yeah. So I think the main thing is getting comfortable counting it. Not a lot of drummers. Some drummers don't like to count, but I think if you're going to try and tackle something like odd time, then I think you need to try and be okay with counting a little bit, and because eventually you will feel it, and especially if you explore some of these artists that we've talked about. We've talked about Sting, we've talked about Dream Theater, we haven't talked about Dave Matthews Band yet, but all of these bands are writing music that is in an odd time and it's accessible, so you can play along. And my view is just keep it simple. Like I said the other day, play along just on the hi-hat. You know, on your pad, I've got a pad right here. And you can just keep time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then hopefully that will start to feel like a bit of a pulse going on. And especially if you start to throw in some accents. I think accents are a really great way to get a better feel for a time without being too overwhelmed by trying to play the whole groove straight away. I think that's where a lot of people can get put off. It's like, well, what am I even going to play in 7 or 15 or something? So I think keep it easy for yourself and just get your hi-hat going on the 7s and add some accents on 1, 3, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll click the sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And already that's kind of like a little, I don't know, I want to call it clave, but it's not. But it's like a little pulse for you to vibe to. So I think getting that down, 1, be okay with counting to 7. Be okay with playing along on your hi-hat. And then we can add bass drum. Then we can add the snare. But don't lose the pulse. That is number 1. The feel is most important. It doesn't really matter if you're not playing a full-blown beat straight away. It really doesn't. The most important thing is that you don't lose where 1 is, and that you keep it moving and keep it sounding nice.
Yeah, but I want to ask you about one thing. Let's see the measure 5. How to know if it is 3 plus 2 or 2 plus 3 in your opinion? How to count the 2 plus 3, 2 and 3, or 3 and 2? I have my own opinion, but I want to learn about yours. Hi, Miel Drums. How are you? Do you know Miel Drums from Turkey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
Woo.
Water. Drink water.
I know, I've got water. It's not alcohol.
Yeah, it's the same glass.
What? IKEA.
What? Yeah, the same glass. Do
It's
you stole
the
my glass?
same one. That's hilarious.
The glass for drummers, the official glass for drummers or for odd times.
Sponsor us! Sponsor us! Oh, that's so funny. It's interesting you're talking about a group of two and a group of three, or a group of three and a group of two. I think that's really interesting, because if I had to play in 5 right now, I would probably group it into 2 and 3. Because I put my snare naturally on 3. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I don't really tend to group it like that. I like to just have it as 5 and then experiment with where am I going to put the snare. I like to change it around a bit, because 7 days it's got the snare on 4. So I kind of want to be able to experiment with that and put the snare wherever I want. So I guess sometimes I don't want that influence in my head of this extra group that I have to be accounting for. But I think that's such an interesting area. Is that how you tend to do it?
Yeah, I try to listen where the accents are. And like you said, mainly the accents are on the bass drum and snare drum, mainly.
Yeah.
And try to discover if you have the accents in 2 and 3 or 2 and 2, and 4, 7 the same. And I think it's much better to start to try and do this kind of counting, doing with 5 and 7, because if you go to 15 or 17, it will be a little problem to figure out. But I know that you have some lessons about doing this kind of things easily. Tell us.
Yeah. So 15, you're not going to just count to 15. I think, like, for me, I'll count up to 7. I may even count up to 9. But then I'm like, oh, I've had enough. It's too high. My brain just can't compute. So when you're getting to higher numbers like 15, there's no way I'm going to count it ever. So for 15, I just look at it like a bar of 4/4. You're going to have 4 beats, and they're each going to have 4 16th notes per beat. So if you think of it like a grid, right? And then you've got 16 16th notes. So if you're doing 15, then you just take one away.
Yeah.
So then I personally would count it like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 1 2 3. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 1 2 3. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 1 2 3. And then it's still a lot of breath. So then you can just be like 1. And to me, that's got a groove to it. Maybe I'm weird, but it's kind of like a pulse. So then it's not about numbers anymore. And it's not about the 15 at all. It's about, here are your 16th notes. You've got 15 of them. Let's try and make it sound cool. So I think by chunking it into smaller numbers, in that sense, it's a lot easier, and it makes it less scary for sure. And sometimes it's easier to see that written down, so then you can go, oh, okay, yeah, there's your 16, there's 4 16th notes, there's another set, and then there's just 3, and then there's 15 notes in the bar, and then it's a lot easier to try and play,
Yeah, great tip. People, if you want to see and check out more of this so useful tips from Ciara, go to the Instagram or her YouTube channel. Please tell us about your social media, Ciara.
Yeah, I am on Instagram, as we all know. This is my main platform, I suppose. But yeah, I have YouTube, on Facebook, and that's pretty much it. And it's all in my bio. So on my profile, you can just click in there, and there's loads of stuff. I've got some podcasts if you're interested in like drumming stuff. Have a look. It's all linked in there. So yeah, you should be able to just take your pick and decide what you want to see.
Yeah, check it out, the YouTube channel from Ciara. And Ciara, let's pretend to do a Billboard top 10 or top 5. You can choose about the famous tracks that have odd times on the structure. For example, you can say about jazz too. Take 5. My Bobek, you have so famous track. Take 5. Roy Morello. It's in 5, of course. It's number 1 for jazz tracks, maybe. But tell us about some really famous pop rock or jazz or blues that have odd times on their structure.
You know, this is an interesting one. Do you know the song? I can't think of the band, but they do the song, I think, Golden Brown.
Brown?
Golden Brown. It starts with a guitar.
I don't remember.
Come on, people, does anyone know? But the beginning of that is the guitar riff is in 13. So that's quite an interesting one. And it's like a super well-known, though I can't think of the band, super well-known song. But I guess I would always go to 7 Days by Sting, 5/4.
Yeah.
I would always go for that one. I would go for Dave Matthews Band. What is it called? There's a few songs off the album. I think it's called Grugruck's King. And Stranglers. Well done. The Stranglers. Yeah, there's an album called The Grugruck's King, and there's a few songs on there which are incredible. There's one called 7, which is in 7. And it is a really, really great one. Carter Beauford. He is such a great drummer and makes them feel so good. So I'd say those 2. Mission Impossible. The tracks I'm picking are mostly going to be in 5 or 7. Mission Impossible theme is a great one to jam to because that's in 5. And I said this the other night, but I just love it. Wonder Woman soundtrack. The latest one is so cool. And there's a lot of 7 going on in that. So that's a really, really cool track to listen to. And one of my favourites, let me figure out what it is again. Interlude in Milan by Planet X. I think, what is that? I think it's in 15. I think that's in 15. I need to double check my sources. But that's a good one. Oh, and also Icefish. Have you heard of the band Icefish?
No, I don't think so. Here in Brazil, maybe sorry. But
it's Virgil's band, and they've got some really, really, really good songs. Again, they use 15, 16. And so I think if you can get hold of any of those songs and you can really hear how the groove goes. I think I probably did more than 5 there, but that is my choices for the day.
Yeah. Don't forget Outkast, the multi-Latino top 1, number 1 hit. Hey, yeah. And don't forget the Blondie track called A Heart of Glass.
Yeah.
You have on the middle, then on the bridge, on the I think it's on the bridge. I don't remember if the track is. I think it's 7 or 5. I don't remember. But on the bridge, it's a little piece of the track. Kate Bush, do you remember?
Kate Bush.
That famous track. I forgot the
She has some zany parts, doesn't she?
yeah.
Who was I thinking of? Oh, they were just in my head. Soundgarden. Soundgarden. An amazing band. Matt Cameron, just incredible drumming, and his parts are so cool and tribal sometimes. His part, he does a lot of Seven, Spoon Man, and The Day I Tried to Live. There's so many great songs there. So that is an album to get. Albums. Let's talk albums. So Soundgarden, I think it's super unknown, and then 10 Summoners Tales by Sting. Get those 2 albums and you're sorted. I think there's some excellent examples on both.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
The intro for I forgot the name.
They do it a lot. They do it a lot when they do 7. They'll throw a 7 in there because they'll have 4/4 and then a bar of 3, and it's so cool. It's so cool. So Foo Fighters is a great choice.
And what more we have? Metallica, Nothing Else Matters, have 12, 9, and 6.
Yeah. Get on with that.
There's no old time here, I know, but it's different. I don't know if largely knows about playing 12, 9, and 6, but it's okay. The Black Album is so cool. It's a great album. Okay, let's talk about your kit, man.
Okay.
I really want to know more about your cymbals. I checked the website from your cymbals. It's amazing. We don't have in Brazil that brand. Please show us.
Yeah. So Nicky Moon cymbals is what I use. Let me take this off here. Nicky Moon custom cymbals. And what's special about him is he really is custom. Like it's super, it's amazing. When we started working together, he was asking about what sticks do I use and what am I after? And so he really means it. It's custom. He is the one checking it. He's the one hammering it. He's thinking about, okay, what am I going to use? What sticks am I using? How am I going to hit it? And what is the sound going to be? So I'll show you here. This is my beautiful ride. So he's got a range. Let me show you this logo here.
Yeah.
Blue Collar Boutique range. So when I joined, he was like, I'm going to send you these. You can either have them dry. So I've got a 16-inch crash here and a 20-inch ride here, which I'm in love with. It's just beautiful. The bell, it just has such a lovely tone. I don't know if it will come across here, but I just really couldn't be happier. It's just lovely. And then I got a regular finish here for my 17-inch crash. And then I want to unplug the phone. I've got some dry hats, 14 inches. And then he made me this stack here, which is super cool. I think this is like 11.5, which is an unusual size. But again, that's kind of his thing, is completely custom, and I'm actually going to get some more cymbals in like a month because I want, it's just like a collaboration with him, really. Like I want like a trashier crash like here. I also want a pair of smaller hi-hats, and I'm going to get another crash. And the great thing that he does is that he can just make it however you want it. Like any sound, you can pretty much do it. And he also, there's an option to put like art on the cymbal. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen this. It's a very new thing. The drummer Mike Dawson, he has a big ride cymbal and it's got an alien on it. And it looks incredible and it sounds incredible. And so that's my plan. And the other thing is he works with a lot of other materials. Like he's got this, what is it, like he works with like it's not aluminium, it's like some crazy metals. He'll just go for it and he's like, let's just do it, let's just try and create it. I think I've lost you or you've lost me. Are you there? I don't know, it's all frozen.
A little problem here.
I am here though.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Hello.
Yeah, it's freezing.
You're frozen.
Yeah, frozen. Okay.
Know.
Yeah, let's go.
Stopped.
Yeah, I'm saying the invitation again for Ciara.
Oh, I'm here.
No problem. It sometimes it happens. No problem. Okay. Here we go.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. You are talking about new symbols for next month.
Yeah. So, yeah, Houston, we have a problem. We definitely do. Yeah, I'm super excited to just get some more symbols because with him, it's so much as a collaborative effort. He really is interested in what I want for my sound and is willing to just help me get there. It's like it's really lovely to have that support and it not be like just a number or something. I don't know. He's just super, super personable, cares about what the sound you want to convey, and he's a perfectionist, you know. So check him out. He's great. He's really, really great, and he does amazing work. And I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see where it's going to go for him. I don't know how he's going to keep going, like doing it all, training people up. It's a lot for him, but I think it's exciting.
Yeah, Chris play drums. He's saying here, I'm interested in those symbols. Yeah, I checked out the website and seems to be very cool series, very cool symbols, very beautiful too.
Yeah.
There is a series called Champagne.
Yeah.
There's a series called Silver. Yeah, so beautiful.
Yeah.
Symbols. Yeah, Nicky Moon, correct.
That's it. I think it's custom symbols. Yeah, Nicky. I'd need to double check. I don't know if it's got custom in the title, but Google Nicky Moon custom symbols and he'll sort you out. Yeah. And as you said, they're beautiful. His finishes are stunning. So I don't think it's...
Let's talk about your drum set, your drum kit, and your drum sets, and your drum head. We want to know about everything.
Okay. Well, I use voltar fusion, and for a long time I used these when I started playing. Maybe not immediately. I think I was, you know, as everyone does, 5A of something or other, and then I got really into metal, and so I started using really, really big drumsticks, like 2Bs, and then I finally settled on these, and I loved them. I found them just the right weight for me and length, and I really liked the tip of it. But then I stopped using them. I started playing. I had lessons with Bob Armstrong, and he was saying, "Why don't you use Vic Firth SD9? Great drumstick." So I used that for a very, very, very long time, and I was super happy with that. And I don't know why I went back to Veta, but I just did. I just wanted to, this is going to sound really cheesy, but I wanted to just get back to me and what I'm interested in playing, because I think for a long time you can get bogged down with this is what you should be doing, and studying this and studying that. And so I don't know what made me do it, but I think I was like, I'm just going to pick these up again and see. And it was just like instant motivation. I was like, yes, I love it. It's just like I'm 16 again. And it's that kind of feeling, which I know sounds absurd, but I don't know. Right now I'm loving them. I'm really loving it. Can't get enough. It's just like inspired just to hold them. Drum wise, I've got a Mapex Orion kit. It's I'll show you. Oh, I'll show you. It's in a really nice finish.
Yeah, beautiful.
Imperial burst here.
Nice.
And I really would like another floor tom here. But this is I found this on Gumtree, so I'm super happy with it. At the moment I'm going with Remo pinstripes, but to be honest, I'm looking to change, and I'm going to try out some I think some Evans heads, just because at the moment, as you can see, I'm dampening quite a lot. Like I've got this big fat snare drum on the floor tom, I've got the snare weight on there, I've got some tape. So to be honest, I feel like I'm not there yet. I want to experiment with that and make it sound that I'm loving every time. And this snare here is a Gavin Harrison Protean snare. So this is beautiful.
Wow. Beautiful.
And yeah, this is, it's just, my husband bought me this for our wedding. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
I was like, what? This is the best present I've ever had in my life. And it came
I agree.
It came with this drum head, and I have never taken it off because I like it. I just like how it sounds. It comes with some dampening rings, and I've kept them in there. It comes with some extra snare wires as well, which is really, really cool. I'm using this snare a lot now. I do have a DW Maple, but I'm using Gavin here quite a lot. And
it's a 14 by 6 or 5.
This one, oh no,
14 or 13.
No, it's 5 point. It's like a 5 point something. I think it's like 5.25. I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a funny
5
size.
and a half.
I think so. Yeah. But yeah, it's just great. It's it's lovely to play. It feels really like I don't have to do much to it. I don't have to do too much to it for it to sound nice.
And the measure of your drum kit, I think the tom is 12.
Yeah.
Floor tom is
and this is 16.
16 in 12, and the bass drum is 22.
Yeah, exactly. So ideally, I'd like to get, I think maybe an 18 here, or maybe a 14, but I think 18 and 16 would be cool, but then I need to change this room. To make sure there's enough room for it.
Some electronics. Do you use some electronics, like a drum pad or a sample pad?
No, I don't actually. I sometimes for gigs I play to a track, and then I'll use a little headphone mixer. But for my recording, I'll just show you this, what I use here. I've got this Focusrite Pro 40, which is so good. I just plug that in here and use Logic, And then I've got this as well, which is so good and so useful. If I just want to record maybe just the room or my bass drum and my snare together, then this is really, really easy and I can just bring it with me. So yeah, those are that's what I got.
Yeah, great. So fantastic. The travel that we had with you and your drum room and your experience. So now we have exactly 1 hour and a half live streaming. Wow, time flies. Like
it's 9:30. I should be in bed.
Yeah, Vicky. How are you, Vicky? Next week we have here Vicky O'Neill at our live streaming next week. Don't lose. Can you say something about Vicky?
Oh, she's amazing. I love Vicky and I'll be watching because what I like about Vicky is that she's super positive. She can groove like a insane drummer that she is. And so knowledgeable about electronics and how to incorporate that into music. She's awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah, I agree. So next week, we will have here Vicky O'Neill. It will be amazing. Like your streaming. Yeah, different kind of drummers, different kind of sounds. It's amazing
thing to
see and hear. Wow. Ciara, tell us about your 5. I know it's so difficult question, but we have just a limited budget to bring 5 top drummers, female top drummers, to do Girls on Drums Festival at your city. Correct?
Essex, yeah.
Yeah.
Essex.
We have a limited budget to bring 5 drummers, female drummers, to play at the Girls on Drums Festival issue. So, which are your choices?
Anyone in the world?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just 5. And
Okay.
you can put your name on
Michelle.
the
Well, Michelle would be one. If I can pick 5 drummers, you should have Michelle on here. Michelle Dries.
Yeah, really. Yeah, Michelle.
You look her up because she's awesome.
So we have to do a streaming with Michelle.
You definitely have to do a live stream with her.
So
she's laughing, but I'm serious. If I had to pick 5 female drummers,
Michelle.
Michelle?
Yeah.
Annika Niles.
I'll pay you later.
I'll pay you later. So Annika Niles.
I'll pay you double.
And then I really like, Be Rich Drums, like Bianca. Do you know her?
Bianca.
I think her Instagram handle is, Michelle, you're lovely. Bianca, her name is Bianca. I think it's like B.Rich Drums. She's incredible. 2 left.
Okay.
Oh.
2 left.
Then I have to say, I know, I do like Pocket Queen. Let me think here. Pocket Queen. 1 left. I really like.
One left. Yeah.
Okay. There's this. There's Victoria. I can't think of her last name. Oh gosh.
Victoria. Victoria Bielik from Poland.
Yes.
Yeah, my friend Victoria.
I think I would invite her, but this is hard. 5 is definitely not easy because what about Sheila E? And what about?
Yeah, not 5, just 5. So if you have to choose 5 drummers, it would be this one. So you are out of the drum cast, correct?
I'm not in it. I'm not playing amongst those people.
Yeah, you will be the producer because you don't put your name on the list. So you see, it's so hard for me to choose the drummers to play at our Girls on Drums Festival. It's so hard to choose the drummers here with so limited budget. But we try. Victoria Bialik, Victoria and me, we are trying to bring her for Brazil, but it's so difficult with this kind of confusion with vaccines, with passport. Wow,
Yes.
I
Oh,
don't want to say anything about this. So great, this is your top five. Difficult to choose, I know. Okay, Michelle, please send me hello on the direct, please, a message on on at direct. Sorry for my English. I want to talk with you, and you can pay Kira after. Pay with the drum heads, new drum
yeah,
heads.
give me some new
Even.
heads, man. Yeah.
Kira, let's go to the final words. Please say your inspiration words for young drummers, inspirational words. Please be my guest to say what came to your heart for the drummers here and the drummers that will be seeing this streaming in the future.
I firstly want to say thank you for having me on. It's really nice to be here and thanks for those who are watching and asking questions. It's really lovely. I think this community is just the best. I think if we're going to say anything, I think it's find out what you like as a drummer and stick to it. Try not to be swayed by what you think you should be doing or what other people are doing. Try not to compare yourself because we're all so different and your strength is who you are and what you like to do. You know, there are so many incredible drummers and I think comparison, I think this is a quote, comparison is the thief of joy. And I think it is because I'm never going to play like Michelle or I'm never going to play like Virgil. As much as I want to, I'm just going to play like Ciara. And I think that's, hold on to it. Even if you're a starter drummer, find your favorite drummers, play along to them and have fun. Like it's supposed to be really fun. It's supposed to be your safe place, a place you can go and just drum away and feel better. And I think as long as you're doing that and being happy doing that, then you're winning.
Great advice, great words. So there's a comment here from Joe Buchanan. Sorry for my English again. Loved this live, this streaming. Yeah, we love it too. Ciara is so amazing, so lovely. Michelle, I've watched Ciara for some time without being patronizing. I think what we have been developing is truly fantastic. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Great comments from Michelle. Send me a message, a hello on direct, please. Ciara, do you want to say goodbye for the people and say thanks for anyone in special?
Yeah, thank you to all of you guys. It's you guys that make it happen. If no one came and said hi and like spoke to us, there'd be nothing here. So I really appreciate it. It's 9:30. It's past 9:30. I should be in bed. You should all be in bed.
Not me.
Not you, but all of you UK people. And I just really appreciate it. I feel like it's such a lovely community, as I say, and carry on what you're doing because it's lovely and there's room here for everybody. And that's my biggest takeaway from all this stuff is there's room here for everybody and we just need to lift each other up and put out goodness because otherwise what's the point?
Yeah.
So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was our pleasure Thank you so much, Ciara, for your time, your patience. Thank you so much, people, for being here watching this fantastic streaming. 1 hour and 40 minutes with Ciara. So amazing drum tips and lessons. Thanks so much. I hope that you enjoyed. Please check it out, Ciara YouTube and social media, and our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GirlsOnDrums. Please subscribe and follow us here on Instagram, of course. And next week, Vic O'Neill. And last weekend, we have a special class, a free class with Elisa Pilotti from Italy. Just do your subscription. I can send you the form. Just do the subscription and stay ready for the class, free class with Elisa Pilotti from Italy. Thank you, people, for watching us. See you next week. Bye bye, Ciara. God bless you. Have a good night, people. See you.